Sparkle. Honkai Star Rail dropped the version 2.0 update quite a bit ago, and I had to replay this entire video since it took so long to make. And with that, we are given the release of new content, along with new characters. One of these characters, which admittedly is still my favorite character, Sparkle, has been put on watch for being a racist. Yeah, can't exactly defend her either. And in my response to that, I'm going to take some words from a very reliable source.
Guys. Guys. Are we ready? Guys, this is a video game character. This is a video game character that's supposed to be a bad guy. Okay? They are supposed to be a bad guy. You are not racist if you pull for Hanabi. You are not racist if you voice act Hanabi. You are not racist if you like Sparkle. What that means is that you enjoy a good bad guy. Imagine that. A lot of people enjoy people who are pieces of shit. That does not mean that they themselves also display characteristics of which the personality traits of characters have. That does not mean that they overlap. It's a video game character supposed to be a bad guy who is acting like a bad guy.
Could not have said it better myself. By the way, I'm a little late to the party. I know. I was sick and happens every single time I try to do something. But anyways, pretty much the main point here is to say that Hanabi is not real. Wow! Shocker! The voice actors were given a script to say all that, so it is not their fault. And finally, just because you like her, will pull for her, etc. Again, that does not make you a racist. But that could make you hungry for a new meta character, where you're likely intrigued by how Sparkle's beliefs have a big play in the storytelling, and that her character as a whole is good. Because if Hoyoverse isn't afraid to drop a racist, troublemaking character, imagine what types of characters they're going to drop next. So you're just gonna fucking obsess over that too in the future? Yeah, no. It's not gonna get you anywhere. Credit to Tectone for some of the ideas here, by the way. Now, as you saw just now, I was pretty loud, so let me just give you a warning. From here on out, I'm going to be very, very audible on my frustration. So brace your headphones for loud volume so you can still have a great viewing experience. Now that aside, let me just put one more disclaimer in. I do not condone the acts of racism, or any jokes, insults, or slurs towards any type of minority that can hurt said person's feelings, nor do I support the vocal release of these words and phrases in such subjects. If you're like this in real life, then you are a part of the real problem that these kiddies need to focus on, and you should seek help to make yourself less of a scummy fucking person to deal with. And with that being said, let us begin. That intro was so fucking fun to make, dude. And anyways, first point. Why are you after characters like this when there's literal murderers, blatant fucking terrorists, thieves, and con artists as characters in this game? The original tweet said that Sparkle is racist. Also said that Sparkle is an ableist too. Which to that I say these points. 1. You like Blade, but you don't care that he's a murderer. You like Raiden Shogun. You play every game, I know. But even though you like her, she has tormented her son and almost destroyed her own country. But you also like her son. You like her son, Scaramouche, even though he quite literally tried to destroy Sumeru because he was a neglected little baby bitch. And you adore Focalors and feel bad for her when she is the root cause of her people's suffering. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to see a bit of a fucking problem here. Now, that aside, the Japanese to English translation, or the Chinese to English translation, I can't remember which one it was, supposedly says something about Sparkle encouraging adventuring to speak to new people so they can have a fun time listening to what he says. But the English script in the game talks about rocks! Fucking rocks! So they did intend it to be racist, not because of the rocks, but they could have possibly accidentally labeled it as ableist too? That doesn't sound right, does it? So how about this instead? Maybe she was intended to be racist. Sure, that's pretty obvious. But from what I'm seeing, the words here are being twisted to fit an agenda. So then, since people like to twist words, how does this sound? When you twist words, you can be believed. But if you're proven guilty of doing such action, not only does this make you look bad, but eventually you will lose credibility if you're found to be rearranging words to fulfill your own desires. Now how does this sound as well? If someone doesn't like you, and you decide to make a similar tweet, this time being true and not twisted words, your opinion will get twisted just because you were wrong in the past. Doesn't sound too fun, now does it? Didn't think so. Of course, in the end, like I said in the beginning, none of this truly matters at the end of the day, since this character isn't even real to begin with. And speaking of more fictional characters that aren't real, what about Tobirama from Naruto, and how he hates the Uchiha, or how one of One Piece's central conflicts is slavery, and those slave owners are extremely cruel and racist, along with the big theme of racism, enslavement, and experimentation on certain races in the show entirely. Or how, like the many people that covered this said, Frieza from Dragon Ball calls the Saiyans monkeys and enslaved them. You don't go after them, do you? In fact, 90% of the time with Dragon Ball, there were, and still are, tons of fucking jokes and reiterations of the things he would do and or say. Not to mention in Anime TikTok 2021, where there were tons of racist anime character videos popping left and right, making fun of those characters for being racist and making racist jokes in general. But you don't do anything about that, do you? Because you guys have this issue where you decide one day, oh, let's be angry today. That seems like a real tubular idea. So you pick up something to be mad at, and you decide to go after a video game character that, please keep in mind, isn't fucking real! Like every character that I described! Let's say this one more time. Maybe, just maybe, people are allowed to admire a character that is a scummy bitch because of how well written she is. And also notice that all these big themes in anime games serve a purpose, to emphasize the plot, and also to make the characters that follow these beliefs more realistic, and not just an, oh, I'm gonna take over the world stereotype. Here's a quick question. Do you think that the creators of these characters are actual racists and whatnot? Well, guess what? They're absolutely not. Because then they would probably be using their status and power to be promoting race hate groups, encouragement for use of racial slurs, and etc. But you don't see that. So either they're hiding their true side, their hidden side that the world doesn't see, or, and hear me out on this one, they aren't fucking racist, and they're just writing a decent fictional antagonist! And the fact that you guys just have the audacity, well, not the people watching this video, well, besides if you're a part of the people that, went after the voice actor for, voicing Sparkle, that's just like not cool, dude. I think it's safe to say that that's enough, especially since I put way too much time into this fictional character to begin with. My main point here is that people on Twitter will find anything to throw out there with either no reason, no context, or any explanation behind it because they're bored and have nothing else to do in their little itty-bitty little fucking grace caves. And one last time before I close this video, I do not condone the acts of racism or hate speech towards any sort of minority. With that being said, these characters are also not real. They cannot hurt you in real life. So you don't have to worry, Hanabi's not gonna just like appear in disguise as like your mother or father if you even fucking have one, and just like start beating the shit out of you because you're black. She's not real, okay? Just like relax. We're all safe from her. She's not real. I can assure you. Now, with all of that aside, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to like the video and subscribe for more. I'll be posting about my Sparkle poll soon, so stay tuned. You are actually going to want to watch that video. I got so unbelievably lucky, and the story is just amazing. So with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.